You're looking for something that can conquer the Sahara, climb the Alps, and then drive home through downtown traffic hall without breaking a sweat. There's really only one name that stands out: Unimog. And for 2025, the Mercedes-Benz U500. Unimog continues to be the gold standard of all-terrain versatility and mechanical resilience. It's not just a truck, it's an icon of capability, a living legend on wheels. But what makes the 2025 U500 so special? Let's dive in. At first glance, it might seem like the U5000 hasn't changed much over the years. That boxy, utilitarian design is still intact, and for good reason. It works. The cab sits high above the ground, giving drivers an eagle-eye view of the terrain ahead. That signature grille with the Mercedes star is still proudly front and center, flanked by robust metal body panels designed to take abuse from rocks, branches, mud, and whatever else nature throws its way. But under the skin, the 2025 model has evolved in some subtle but significant ways. Let's start with the powertrain. This year's U500 features an updated 5.1-liter inline-4 turbo diesel engine, purpose-built for torque and reliability. It cranks out to 131 horsepower and, more importantly, a massive 900 Newton-meters of torque. That's not the kind of power for speed, it's the kind of power for hauling, climbing, and pulling itself out of the deepest, stickiest messes. Matched with Mercedes' heavy-duty 8-speed transmission, the gear ratios are designed for maximum control at low speeds, which is where the Unimog really shines. Whether you're crawling over boulders or maneuvering through tight forest trails, this truck makes everything feel surprisingly manageable. There's also a low-range gearbox and portal axles that give it absurd ground clearance up to 480 millimeters. That's nearly half a meter of clearance, which means obstacles that would stop a Jeep or Land Rover dead in their tracks barely register for the Unimog. Of course, the U5000 is equipped with the iconic torque tube drivetrain and coil-sprung axles that allow insane axle articulation. This system also protects drivetrain components from terrain damage by enclosing the driveshaft in a rigid tube, allowing the Unimog to take on slopes of up to 100%. That's a 45-degree incline and keep all four wheels on the ground while doing it. And yes, every Unimog still features the famed central tire inflation system, so you can deflate your tires on the go to increase traction and reinflate them once you're back on the road, all from inside the cab. Speaking of the interior, let's talk about what it's like behind the wheel. No, it's not luxury in the traditional Mercedes-Benz sense. You won't find ambient lighting, Nappa leather, or a 64-inch touchscreen. But what you will find is rugged, durable materials, intuitive controls, and modern tech where it matters. The 2025 U5000 now comes with a digital instrument cluster and a more user-friendly infotainment system that includes GPS navigation specifically designed for off-road routes and utility missions. The cabin is surprisingly comfortable for such a purpose-built vehicle. Ergonomic seating, ample headroom, and excellent outward visibility make long days behind the wheel much less tiring. Whether you're crossing a desert or responding to a forest fire in the mountains, that matters. And yes, the U500 is still customizable for just about any role you can imagine: agriculture, firefighting, expedition travel, military logistics, even as a mobile command center or off-grid camper conversion. One of the biggest upgrades for 2025 is the integration of advanced driver assistance features. While it's still a far cry from a GLE or S-Class in terms of automation, the new Unimog now includes stability control, hill descent assist, anti-lock brakes, and even lane-keeping support features that help reduce fatigue and improve safety. In demanding environments, fuel economy is, let's be honest, not the U5000's strong suit. But efficiency isn't the point here, reliability is. This engine is built to run on lower-grade diesel found in remote locations around the world and has service intervals optimized for long hauls far from the nearest dealership. You don't bring a scalpel to a gunfight, and you don't take a delicate SUV where Unimog is needed. Simple as that. What truly sets the Unimog apart, especially the U500 model, is its sheer adaptability. Whether you're a humanitarian worker needing to cross flooded terrain, a scientist exploring remote polar regions, or an adventurer wanting to go where no road exists, the U500 is quite literally built to take you there and bring you back. At its core, the 2025 Mercedes-Benz U5000 Unimog is more than a truck. It's a purpose-driven machine designed for extremes, and while most people will never need its full capabilities, the few who do won't settle for anything less. It remains a symbol of engineering excellence, built not to impress on city streets, but to function flawlessly where most vehicles wouldn't dare go. So, whether you're planning an expedition across the Andes or just fascinated by mechanical perfection, the Unimog continues to be the ultimate expression of go-anywhere engineering. Rugged, refined in its own way, and utterly unstoppable, that's the 2025 U5000. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most legendary off-road machines on the planet, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments